Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Jane, and today I share with you this short and simple recipe of how to make goat meat stew. So these are the ingredients I'll be using for this recipe. So guys, I kind of lost the clip of me adding the ingredients to this meat, and I'm so sorry about that. But I added ginger, garlic, seasoning cube, salt, curry, rosemary and thyme to this meat. And I just steamed it for about 7 minutes. This process is very important because it helps the goat meat to suck in all those ingredients and makes the meat very tasteful. So always steam your meat before adding water. After steaming the meat, you add some more water to enable the meat cook properly. You cook the meat for a few minutes until it's soft and tender. So I blended my tomatoes and the peppers. I'm just going to boil it down in a pan for a few minutes. This process is very important because once you reduce the amount of liquid in the tomatoes, the cooking process becomes faster and easier. So I boiled the tomatoes for about 15 minutes or more just to get it to this point. This helps to reduce splatter when you start frying the tomatoes, and it makes the cooking very quick. So I'm checking on my meat now, and it's soft and tender just the way I would want it. So I'm just going to transfer it now to the oven. I'll be grilling it in the oven for about 15 minutes at 150 degrees Celsius. So the next step now is to start frying the stew. And to do that, I've added some vegetable oil to a neat pot. And I'm going to be frying my onion for about 2 minutes or less, just until it becomes translucent. You really don't have to fry your onion for long. A minute is actually fine. So once my onion is ready, I'll be adding my tomato paste. I always like adding the tomato paste first before the fresh tomatoes because the tomato paste has this strong taste. You need to fry it for a while, to make it a little bit sweeter before going in with your fresh tomatoes. So I did fry this for about probably 8 minutes or 10 minutes because I really don't like to fry it for so long. And after that, the next thing to add is my fresh tomatoes. So because of how thick my blended tomatoes is looking, I won't be spending much time in the kitchen cooking this stew. It's going to get ready fast. If this is your first time of coming across my channel, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and tell me what you think about the video in the comment section. You really don't have to fry your stew for so long. Once you taste it, maybe probably about 10 to 15 minutes later, after putting your tomatoes, you taste it and it doesn't give you that kind of sour taste anymore, then you should go right ahead to start adding your ingredients. So at this point, I just added my garlic and ginger because adding it towards the end just to fry it for a bit makes the taste more vibrant. You really don't have to fry until you lose all the nutrients that the tomatoes has to give. Once you no longer get that sour taste, you go right ahead with your spices. You can spice with whatever spice you prefer, but for this recipe I use some thyme, curry, rosemary, beef seasoning, and some salt to spice the stew. At this point, you want to reduce the heat of your cooker. After adding the spices, you want to reduce the heat, because from this point it's just going to be burning and you keep stirring. But when you reduce the heat, you don't get that, burnt taste in your stew. So the final spice I'll be adding is my grated nutmeg, and I'm just adding a little bit, just a little bit, because if you add too much nutmeg, it will probably clash with the rest of the spice and also your ginger and garlic. But sometimes I like adding it to my stew just a little bit, because it kind of amplifies the taste of the stew, and I just love it. But be mindful of the size you're adding compared to your ginger and garlic, so you don't have a confused a confused pot of stew at the end of your cooking. So finally, my stew is ready now. I'm done with the frying process. You don't have to fry for too long, like I said. And I'm now adding my meat stock. If you use crayfish for your stew, this should be the point to add it. I use crayfish for my stew sometimes, but not all the time. So I'm not using it for this recipe, but if you do, this is the time to add it. So I just added 1 seasoning cube because the stew needed to be seasoned a little bit more. And then the final thing is my goat meat, and after grilling it in the oven for about 15 minutes, I'm now adding it to the stew, and I'm just going to let it simmer for a little bit before adding some more water. So most days I love my stew to be, a little thick, and some other days when the economy hits you, the stew is a little runny because make you feel rich everybody. So you add water according to your taste and according to how long you want the stew to last. But this is the perfect way your stew should look like. Should I say the standard of how it should look after cooking? Or you may decide to add more water or make it more thicker. It all depends on you and your pocket. So guys, this is my goat meat stew. It tasted really delicious. No jokes, this stew tasted amazing. So that is the end of my video. I actually had this with some rice and it tasted super nice. It was a Sunday rice, so thank you so much for watching my video. Please do subscribe, like, and share this video. I'll be seeing you in my next one. Bye.